There's no debate that iiTzTimmy is one of, if not, the most interesting person in the history of Apex Legends. The guy came into the game smashing through records like it was nothing, and as a result, his relevance in not just the Apex Legends community, but in all of gaming grew to heights that very few people in the Apex Legends world will ever see. To most people, iiTzTimmy is undeniably a part of the debate on who the best player on Apex Legends is. But despite that, iiTzTimmy's rise into stardom was one that came with heavy criticism and even a decent chunk of hate. If you were there to witness his rise in the streaming world before the name iiTzTimmy was even recognizable, you would know that at one point, iiTzTimmy was undergoing heavy skepticism by many people in the Apex Legends community that had grown to despise him for many different reasons. Countless absurd allegations were being thrown around by people who were hurt by the quick success iiTzTimmy was seeing in all aspects of his streaming career, and in order to understand why this was the case, you would first need to understand how and why iiTzTimmy got into streaming and gaming in the first place, because once you understand the timing of when iiTzTimmy would surface in the Apex world and the things he was doing to gain recognition in the community, you would sort of understand where all of the criticism he was facing was coming from. But you would also learn that the truth of why iiTzTimmy's rise seemed suspicious to many ultimately comes down to the type of person iiTzTimmy really was. See, in the beginning, nobody knew iiTzTimmy at all. It was not like, for example, Asu or Dizzy, and how they made the switch from competitive CSGO to Apex Legends. iiTzTimmy did not have a background in anything before he blew up on Apex Legends. Sure, he played League of Legends and CSGO religiously, but at this point in iiTzTimmy's life, he was just a regular guy that loved playing video games. His main focus at this point in life was school, but unsurprisingly, his addiction for video games made him a bad student. He had low grades, he would dove off throughout class, all while in his head he was thinking about grinding video games. It was clear his interest in gaming significantly outweighed his interest in being a better student, so it did not come as a surprise when he began to dabble in streaming during his free time. But of course, at this point, he wasn't trying to become the next big streamer. At this stage, he was doing it for fun, but it was during his early college years when he would begin to start failing classes, when he seriously started to view gaming as a potential career path, since he truly believed that he was a dumbass. And it was at this point where he would sit down with his parents and tell them that school was just not for him. He told them all about his daily struggles he had in college and how it was mentally taxing, and he would ask them if he could pursue gaming as a potential career path, since that is the one thing he had true passion for at that time.
Constantly watch him and stuff like that, and we gave him an ultimatum. We said, listen, if you can ever get to 1,000, and 1,000 is a lot, I noticed, we said if you can get up to 1,000, we'll support you.
iiTzTimmy's parents would not give him an ultimatum: hit 1,000 followers within a short amount of time or go back to college. And this was a crucial key moment in iiTzTimmy's career, because it was here where he would build the unhuman work ethic that would play a massive role in shaping iiTzTimmy to become the demon that we know him as today. Coincidentally, around the time iiTzTimmy was realizing that he wanted to take gaming seriously, a new battle royale named Apex Legends would come out. But during the beginning of that game, the time when most people were grinding and building a name for themselves, iiTzTimmy was still a student. It was only during June of 2019 where you could see that it was during this month where he really went full force into the streaming grind, and for a while he would only average around 10 to 20 viewers on stream. Some of the viewers were his friends, others were new viewers of his, but during these streams it was clear as day that Timmy was locked in and he had his eyes set on one goal: find success in the streaming world. He would grind Apex Legends every day while of course streaming, and month after month, he would see growth in his streaming career, and by August of 2019, he would beat the ultimatum by gaining 1,000 followers. And coincidentally, it was also during the same month where iiTzTimmy would make his first break into the Apex Legends community. At this point, you need to remember that not a single person in the gaming world knew who he was, so when he would drop the world record for kills in solos, a world record that would be beaten not too long after, this would help his average views jump from 43 in August of 2019 to 190 in September of 2019, and after this, he would begin to start playing with big names in the community such as Diegosaurus, Lulu, and even Asu. And from now on, Timmy became the highly skilled player in the community that would drop high kill games all the time, but was also really entertaining to watch. So when he got co-signed by all these big names, he of course got more and more clout in the Apex Legends world, but he was also beginning to get skepticism by many of the people who were discovering who he was for the first time. The way iiTzTimmy aimed in his matches seemed really suspicious for a guy that blew up from what seemed like out of nowhere, so there was a noticeable amount of soft aim hack allegations being thrown around right off the bat. But nonetheless, iiTzTimmy kept his eyes set on the one thing that mattered: growing his streaming career. And during December of 2019, the time when the ALGS would get announced, and everyone who was anyone in the community wanted to be a part of it, iiTzTimmy would get signed to an esports organization by the name of Golden Guardians, and it was here when he would take his first real step into competitive gaming. And from the skeptics' perspective, it was now time to see whether or not iiTzTimmy was a solid player, or if his ability to perform well was limited to pub and ranked matches. And honestly, I could sit here and go over iiTzTimmy's Golden Guardian comp era with you for hours like other people who made video essays on iiTzTimmy, but the truth is, Golden Guardians really didn't do much. Just by looking at their Liquipedia page, you can see that they had poor placements in practically every tournament and qualifier they competed in, and the entire organization till this day only has $1,000 in earnings, so it's safe to say that we don't need to cover that era. Instead, this era of iiTzTimmy's career just added more to the criticism and skepticism he was receiving from his haters, but in spite of that, iiTzTimmy's ability to be entertaining and of course a demon at video games helped him blow up to heights many streamers on all of Twitch could only dream of. And when he would start doing challenges for content, such as trying to drop 10k damage in a match, or only using certain weapons in a match, it was here where iiTzTimmy would finally find the path which would set him apart from everyone else in the community. His ability to succeed in all these different challenges, while also making it harder for himself to succeed in these challenges, helped him pave a lane for himself in the community. A lane that few people tried to take, since it would require them to undergo grueling challenges that would often take days to complete in one single sitting. For example, the solo to bronze to masters in one stream challenge, and of course the most viral challenge ever in the history of Apex Legends, the solo bronze to Apex Predator in one stream challenge, a challenge that shook not just the Apex Legends world, but also the entire gaming / social media world back in 2021. From this point on, iiTzTimmy would go on to succeed in many different yet insane challenges on Apex Legends, and he would even go on to try similar challenges on different video games such as Valorant, and it was clear to the entire gaming world at this point that iiTzTimmy was one of those rare individuals that loved putting pressure on themselves. You could tell that because the guy was literally putting himself in situations where he felt literal pain while doing these challenges.
My arms, they hurt. You can see that. It's like completely red. You see that, chat? Yeah, my arms are fucking, they're chalked. Yeah, my body, not so well, but overall, up here, we're good.
And at first, people assumed the guy had to be cheating because who the hell would or even could pull off the things that he was known to pull off as he was building a name for himself. But obviously, it turned out that iiTzTimmy was not a cheater. It turned out that he was a human cheat code himself. Those accusations of hacking because of his aim are pure bullshit, because just by looking at his arm when his aim quote unquote locks onto a target through the wall, you can see him flicking his arm to reset the position of his mouse. So yeah, just to clarify this, the truth about iiTzTimmy is one that I'm sure everyone already knows. The guy is one of the most hardworking and talented gamers in the history of gaming, and while his story is one that many of you guys most likely found to be wholesome and interesting, I'm sure you would enjoy watching the story of iiTzTimmy's brother, Asu. I made a video on him not too long ago. The link will be in the pinned comment and description, so go ahead and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.